The moment I stepped into 8th year all the way to my final year, we've had various labs, not just scholastical but also practical. We've had labs spanning from analysis, modeling and design all the way to biomechanical engineering. At 8th year, the professors not just teach you academically but also draw parallelism to the real world market and make you industry ready.
The department also organizes conferences and workshops for professional interaction to provide best placement and internship opportunities.
Hindustan Academy, located in the midst of all IT activities at Marathahalli, Bangalore, was founded in the year 1983 by Dr. K.C. Samuel. His passion for aviation and teaching made him start the first private flying school in India and set up the Aircraft Engineering Center, specializing in aviation electronics or avionics as per ICAO standards. In the past 3 decades since its inception, the Academy has pushed all boundaries to achieve academic excellence, become a one-stop destination for all careers related to the field of aviation, engineering, and management. We welcome you to become a part of a 36-year legacy and fly high with careers in aviation, engineering, and management.
Sangam Group of Institutions, Kanakpura Road, Bangalore. Admissions open for Bachelor of Engineering in Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, Computer Science and Design, CSE, ECE, Mechanical, Civil, Bachelor of Architecture, MBA. 3 years of Diploma. Call 9606064186 or 187 or 188.
Shaheen Group of Institutions, one of the leading and premier abodes of learning in India. Nestled in a picturesque locale of Bidar, a hilltop city in northeastern part of Karnataka. Shaheen evoked by the visionary icon and chairman Dr. Abdul Qadir back in 1989. Now it's a major hub of academic excellence, touching the lives of more than 16,000 students across the world.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the afternoon session of the Hindu Education Plus Career Counseling Digital Conclave. I'm Anuja Ganesh from the Hindu group and I'll be moderating this session. On this note, I would like to thank the parents and students who have participated in this webinar series. Thanks to the sponsors for making this possible. Our gold sponsors are AMC Education Institutions, Atria Institute of Technology, Insight IAS, and our silver sponsors are Sir M. Vishwasharya Institute of Engineering, Hindustan Business School, KS Group of Institutions, Shaheen Group of Institutions Bidar, Rajarajeshwari Group of Institutions, Ramaya University. We shall begin our afternoon session on careers in engineering. We have with us Dr. Karisiddappa. Since 2016, Dr. Karisiddappa is serving as VC of VTU. Prior to this, he has held many teaching, research, and administrative positions. He was the principal at the Government Engineering College, Hassan, from 2010 to 2016. He has been a member delegate to study the higher education systems in Taiwan. He has also visited Salford, Manchester, in UK as a member delegate for the academic collaboration with University of Salford. Dr. Karisiddappa has won national awards for Best Administrator, Innovative Educator Award, and Lifetime Achievement Awards by LIS Academy, Bengaluru. Thank you for being with us today. We request you to guide our students for their budding careers. Over to you, Doctor.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. My dear panelists, the team Hindu, proud parents, my dear student friends. At the outset, I thank the Hindu EducationPlus, Career Counselling, Digital Conclave event team for giving me an opportunity to be part of this digital conclave. I represent Vishwasharya Technological University, one of the largest technological universities in the country. I congratulate the students and the proud parents for the wonderful results in 12th standard during the last academic year. Even in spite of COVID-19 pandemic, I think you were very careful about your education and also the challenges posed by the pandemic. I once again congratulate you all for your successful completion of the education even during the testing times. I also wish you all the best for your entrance examination results. Friends, I represent Vishwasharya Technological University, as I mentioned earlier. As Vice Chancellor, I wish to introduce my university in brief. This university was started in the year 1998 by the government of Karnataka, and it is only the professional big largest technological universities in the state, having more than 119 engineering and architecture institutions under its ambit. We have an education system starting from bachelor's degree to master's degree and to PhD programs under this university. When it comes to the career of professional students in engineering institutions or architecture institutions, while selecting the courses, you have to be very careful. There are more than 35 undergraduate programs. And always, as parents and also as well as students, we worry and we ask which is the best branch in engineering. Or should I go to architecture? Or should I go to some other program, etc. When you select a program in engineering, you must have passion, you must have liking towards, you must set goals, and you must select the branch accordingly. It should not be forced on you. Parents should never impose anything based on their experiences or through some of the thoughts they have with their neighbors or their other parents, and there should not be any peer pressure on the students while selecting the branch of engineering. All branches are excellent. Each of the branch have their own, objectives and their own way of making them, know about the branch slowly from first semester to 8th semester. And each of the branches in engineering, they have their own, scope in terms of higher studies, in terms of job market, in terms of becoming entrepreneurship, etc., etc. So, when you put a question, which is the best branch, my answer is the branch which you select with passion, with commitment, and with dedication to study is going to be the best branch. There would be some limitations. When you enter into a branch, slowly you are exposed to the importance of the branch and the varieties of opportunities, career opportunities you have, etc. And also about the job opportunities or the research opportunities or higher studies, etc. So, therefore, in the first hand itself we cannot judge. And before that, in any education system, as students and as well as the guiding force behind this various selection, the parents should introspect, should understand the capabilities of oneself, and also parents should understand the capabilities of their children. And with careful observation, with careful analysis or profiling of their student or what, they must allow them to take their career path. As I said, there is no superior branch or inferior branch in engineering. All branches are good if you study with commitment and, as I said, with passion to acquire knowledge and skill sets during 4 years of the study period in undergraduate program, 5 years of study period in architecture program. So therefore, when you select, you must select with liking. You must select with careful analysis. And as I said, there are 35 branches of engineering with various applications. And this time you will have a special opportunity, as the university has taken all the necessary steps and the important changes in the curriculum as per the aspirations of National Education Policy 2020. We are going to bring in a wonderful curriculum, a wonderful teaching learning methodology, and wonderful assessment procedures which are transparent and impartial. This is how there is going to be a very drastic changes in terms of teaching learning process in this university from the academic year, and all these things will be as per the aspirations of NEP 2020. And also, being a professional education, either engineering or architecture or P-plan or whatever various courses which are there, they will have a component called internship, industrial internship. So we are going to make this internship in 3 stages, 2 small internships at the end of first year and at the end of second year for a duration of 3 weeks and 4 weeks respectively. But when you complete more or less a complete study of the professional education in the 6th semester, we are going to allow you to do industry internship or research internship for 6 months, 24 weeks. You can do it in industry or in our research lab, and those who are capable can go abroad and do the internship. That is the kind of change we are bringing in, so that whatever industry talk about, there is always a gap between industry and the institution, etc. We are trying to minimize and look at the way the knowledge is given to you, the skill sets are set in your mind to continue your education system, or also to become an entrepreneur or job seeker, etc. So there will be many changes in the education system. My sincere advice to the parents, while selecting a program, you must allow your student or son or daughter to select the program of their choice, the branch of their choice. You cannot compel them. And also, engineering education requires a special sense of understanding, a sense of our various capabilities. One of the important thing is analytical ability. Fundamentally, a very strong student in mathematics, physics and chemistry. To some extent, this pandemic has taught us engineers should know about biology also. So that is the reason why we are introducing a 2 credits compulsory course for all the branches of engineering, biology for engineers. So that kind of an aptitude and background is required. And also the knowledge of computer science. See, computer science itself is another branch of engineering, but the utility as tool, the various computer applications are used in each and every branch of engineering. Therefore, a passion to learn computing skills, usage of computers, usage of various computer packages available, various platforms available, especially the digital platforms available, and getting very meaningful, accurate, correct information, and through your teacher, those informations, whatever you gather, will be facilitated and will be, converted into knowledge sets in your mind. So that's how the learning, the engineering course or any education system, it is really has become very passionate, and with the advent of edu technologies and various digital platforms and digital solutions available in each of the programs make more interesting. And we will be going for blended mode of learning along with classroom, chalk and talk. Various other modes of digital education systems will be brought in. We will be revamping the online teaching learning process to make it more interesting and meaningful. We will change the pedagogy of delivery mechanism of the teachers. So therefore, in a big way, all universities, not only technological university like ours, all universities in Karnataka, they are gearing up to train their teachers in the pedagogy, that is delivery mechanism, content design and assessment procedures using technology, so that everything becomes transparent, everything becomes, impartial, so that the right way the students are given knowledge and assessed with correct sense and with accurate measurements. So that's how the philosophy of education system is going to be redefined, and I hope you understand your own way of learning. Each and every kid has its own way of learning, and all those things should be enhanced. So come out with confidence. Whenever you join universities or college for your graduate programs, you must get confidence in your life, and everything required by the expected industries or society or in general, it will not be taught in the university, but everything cannot be taught. We will definitely teach you what is required, what is minimum required, and also we make you to learn. Learning is lifelong. So therefore, you must have passion, and also the universities will create, the colleges will create a good confidence in you, so that you will adapt to situation and learn quickly the newer technologies and adapt yourself and face the challenges and come out with solutions. And everything is going to be practical based, activity based, project based learning. PBL we are trying to bring in, and assessment procedures are also at various level, continuous internal evaluation and semester end examinations in different form, MCQ form, etc. we are trying to bring in. And not only that, even teaching pedagogy, as I said, we are trying to map them. And most of the engineering colleges and architecture colleges in Karnataka, they have wonderful facilities, wonderful human resources, and excellent ambience. So in any education system, there are 4 pillars, I can say. One is the content design based on the aspirations of the society, industry, etc. And academics, of course. Then how we deliver them, that is the second pillar, that is pedagogy. How we assess them, measurements, improper measurements, impartial measurements. Then the supporting system, how we build them their career, how we bring in a culture of learning in them, how we build their characters in the education system, how we give them, moral or ethics in the profession. So that is how the education system is going to be very comprehensive, and definitely the government of Karnataka has started initiating many innovative methods in all the universities. I think with that kind of an ambience, this journey of learning will be very comfortable and happy one. I wish that you come with smile and go with smile to all the institutions whenever you come to learning. So that is the kind of aspirations you should have, and I wish you once again all the best. Select the best branch of your choice. That is going to be the best branch for you, and learn with confidence and comfortable zone, within the comfortable zone. You cannot have unnecessary academic pressures. There will be always academic pressures, but not unnecessary academic pressures. So you can learn the good fundamentals, start building your career, and definitely you can make a big change in your career goal. And never bother about the job opportunities immediately at the end of 4 year or during 7th semester itself. Each one of you, whoever comes for the education system, will have an opportunity to work. Maybe as an employer, sometimes maybe as an entrepreneur, you can become, you can offer employment to your own colleagues or your own friends, or you can do wonderful startups, many things. The complete scenario is changing. A lot of newer technologies are being introduced in all branches of engineering. For example, AI is going to be part of each branch. IoT is going to be part of each branch. Some of the technologies like autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, etc., are going to be, electronics is going to be part of some of the subjects of mechanical engineering. Some of the instrumentation engineering is going to be the part of hydraulics engineering or civil engineering. So like that, there are various options. Therefore, you will have enough opportunities, and a time will come, you will learn something with that fundamental idea. You acquire a newer set of skill sets or technologies, and you become something, a different kind of an engineer. A civil engineer can become a computer science engineer and vice versa. That is the kind of thing which are going to be there in future. There will be a lot of opportunities in the education system. So only my request to the young minds is come with passion to the colleges, come with dedication, come with set goals that I am going to do this in next 4 years of my study in a particular college. And whole information is available. Only the teachers will facilitate you to convert that into a good knowledge. Okay, that's how the teaching learning process is going to be changed, and definitely you are the best generation which will be benefited by National Education Policy 2020 and so much of technology which is supporting you in terms of learning. You have so much of facilities. A smartphone which you have is good enough to get such kind of wonderful information. You can conduct a literature survey for your future and PhD programs. That is the kind of orientation which is there through these kind of platforms available. So do not misuse the technology or misuse the platforms. Use it for podcast and use it for nice learning. So as I said, you should go with good ambition to the institutions and learn with passion. So learn continuously, and just to say a few more words on engineering education. I think the way in which you are looking at about the core basic programs or subjects, and we are thinking of electives. We are, of course, already in engineering system, these kind of things are there. We are looking at newer electives and newer open electives other than core electives. And also we are trying to introduce ability enhancement courses. And then a part of the curriculum, we will be teaching you universal human values, communication languages, then also skill set, how to work in a team, activity points we call it as. Then we are making NSS, NCC, yoga, fine arts, these kind of groups where your career development will take place. So therefore, n number of opportunities, you please grab it. So with this, I wish you all the best, and once again thank the Hindu group for giving me an opportunity to share some of my thoughts on engineering education through this video recording. Sorry, I could not be present physically or through online to address some of your questions. Equally able professor, renowned teacher, and my registrar, Professor A.S. Deshpande, will be joining you after this video to answer your queries, and also he will be sharing his thoughts on engineering education. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Karisudappa, for making time for us. And it was truly inspiring for the students and the parents also for guiding their children to follow their careers. And what you said about the students to follow their passion was truly correct. Wishing all the success to our budding students. We'll move on to the Q&A session. Before that, I would like to introduce Dr. A.S. Deshpande, who will be doing the Q&A session with us. He is presently working as a registrar of VTU Belagavi, and he has completed his graduation in mechanical engineering from Hubli and followed by MTech from IIT Kanpur. He has successfully guided 9 students for their PhDs. He has published 72 papers in journals and conferences. He has visited USA, Singapore, Netherlands on academic assignments. We now have with us Dr. A.S. Deshpande. Thank you.
Namaskar and good evening. Shall I start?
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Please, over to you, Doctor.
Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be the part of this wonderful career counseling program being organized by the Hindu. Of course, the topic or the theme of the seminar is very important and something which that today's generation is looking for. Let me admit frankly that it is very difficult to tell the students about the options that are available in the engineering career for 2 basic reasons. The reason number 1, there are so many options. The options with the various features, the plus points, the minus points, and it is very difficult to encompass all these options in a brief session and explain in a seminar. The point number 2, I strongly feel that the present generation, which we could call this generation as the Google generation, this is generation, we find that the awareness levels are fantastic. And basically what I have noticed is that they have an opinion. They're quite demanding. They know what's good, what's not good. And to interact with this generation with such a wonderful awareness, most of the times I find that we ourselves get some learning points. And I think that's likely to happen in today's Q&A session. One of the most difficult and the complex decisions which students find it to make it after their 12th or PUC2 is to which branch of study they should select as far as the engineering programs are concerned. Most of the times the students and their parents are very much focused on going for the best branch. Most of the students feel that the computer science, the information science, the artificial intelligence and machine learning, or maybe to some extent the electronics and communication engineering, these are probably the top branches or best branches, and they are generally of the opinion that there is a good scope for all these branches in the days ahead. But primarily we need to understand that engineering is basically to do with the ability to understand, analyze, and get some best solution for the given situation. Of course, if you look at the conventional definition of engineering, it says that it is an art of applying the basic principles of science, mathematics, with some experience, judgment, and common sense to do something good for the society. So primarily, you should have the concern for the society. You should have the good understanding about the fundamentals of the science and mathematics. You should have the ability to think differently. That's extremely important. So primarily for that, you need an analytical mind. So with all these ingredients, it is possible for you to get a good engineering career. So the point is, if you look at the current trends or the current the job profiles that we see around, it's very difficult to say that the branch matters. You see, today we see so many, the electronics engineers, they are working with the advertising companies. We have the mech engineers working with the finance companies. We have few good commerce or the science grads giving us the wonderful engineering solutions. So you could see lots of, the things are happening across domains, and primarily it is the ability to think, ability to learn, and ability to understand the situation and apply, that matters a lot. So my sincere advice would be, there is no point in going for a specific branch. Always, I'm surprised, a student from the standard 12th, tells us quite often that I'm very much interested in computers. I don't know at the 12th level how much he knows about the computer science branch, the scope, or most of the time students come and see us and they said, I would like to get into aeronautical engineering. Yes, just they must have seen an aeroplane and the flashy, kind of life they see there with the aero domain. But, based on those points, you just cannot make the decision. And generally, I'm of the opinion that I like computer science, or I like mech engineering, or I like a particular field. That may be primarily because you have been explained or you have seen some good points of it. And maybe a good teacher or a good mentor has explained you about those plus points in an effective manner. And that has really created the liking or passion towards that particular branch or that particular domain. But end of the day, what's extremely important is that, you need to understand the importance of the branch, the scope of the branch, how are the future prospects for that particular branch. And based on these prospects, the scope that exists, you need to finalize your option. That's very crucial. Yes, the passion is extremely important. Always we should listen to our heart, but most of the times our passion might not take us to the right kind of, the profile or the road ahead. So sometimes we may have to reorient our passion and start thinking for the right branch or the right domain, which could take you forward. But primarily, if you look at the today's, the situation, I'm of the strong opinion that the branch hardly matters. Whatever may be the branch, if you understand and if you are able to learn, what I strongly feel is that in the engineering colleges, primarily you are taught how to learn, how to think, how to analyze. And once you get these particular ingredients in the right way, you could work into any branch or any domain, or for that matter, any sector. That's possible. And that's the point what we always say this as the engineering mindset. Now, today you could see a person like Sundar Pichai, primarily a metallurgical engineer and heading Google. Well, so many people, like the people from Bollywood, you see, they are engineers. People from various, the finance sector, you have the engineers. So primarily, they have the ability to think differently, apply and get the solution for the given problem. And that really, makes them different. But nevertheless, we must understand what are the different branches that are available in engineering and what is the scope of, these branches, which are generally offered in most of the engineering colleges. Yes, broadly, we could classify the engineering streams into 4 streams: the civil engineering streams, the electrical engineering sciences, the mechanical engineering sciences, and we have a bouquet of interdisciplinary branches which are being offered in various institutes today. So the civil engineering, of course, the oldest branch, probably if we just travel back maybe for last 25, 30 years before, probably this is the branch which had the highest demand. But even today, the civil engineers are in great demand. As rightly mentioned by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, all these branches have been reformed. Yes, The basics and fundamentals are taught to you, but the basics and fundamentals are taught to you with the augmentation of the new tools and the technologies that are being used along with these branches. So the civil engineering branch, that remains one of the best branches in the engineering options. And the transportation engineering, the environmental engineering, the sanitation, the townships, so many options available for you. And with the new IT tools, new AI based tools, the new learning styles that are available, the new requirement that we see around, this particular branch, yes, has the good and the great days ahead. So certainly this would be one of the best options the students could think of. The electrical and electronics engineering branch. Yes, this is a branch which has given, could say, the gifts of all these new branches which we see today. The electronics is an offshoot of electrical engineering. The computer science is also an offshoot of electrical engineering. The instrumentation engineering, the information science engineering, all these branches are basically the offshoots of this electrical and electronics engineering. This is a branch which has got a great base, and you could certainly find the applications of electrical engineering in all other streams, and certainly you see a great career ahead even with this degree in electrical and electronics engineering. Of course, the electronics and communication engineering, of course, an evergreen branch, has got the great significance in last 20 to 30 years. Right from a simple FM radio, televisions, mobile phones, to everything that you see up to the hand satellites, you see the huge applications of the electronics and communication engineering. As rightly mentioned by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, this particular branch has got lots of embedment from the computer science and engineering, the mech engineering. All other branches are also the part of ENC, or ENC has become the part of those branches. So there is a huge amount of integration that's happening across branches, and almost the barriers across branches are disappearing. So let me quickly tell you a couple of words about the computer science and engineering. Of course, one of the most sought after branches today, the great potential for today and tomorrow. Undoubtedly, the new advents, the developments, the updates that are happening across all the engineering applications, across all the applications in the world. Yes, you need a good command, good, the familiarity of using the tools from computer science and engineering domain. But the computer science and engineering branch primarily teaches you about the systems, programming, designing the systems architecture, and taking it forward. So the knowledge of computer science and engineering with a specific application domain makes a full-scale package. Maybe a computer science engineer with mech, yes, he could certainly build a wonderful system. Computer science engineer with a civil could build a wonderful, the application platform. So as I said, there's going to be huge amount of embedment happening. The computer science is being taught to civil engineering guys, the mech engineering guys. As our Honorable Vice Chancellor was mentioning, that with the introduction of national education policy with effect from 2021-22, the government of Karnataka has already decided to implement this for all the engineering and all the programs. There is going to be a huge transformation which we are going to see. Huge transformation in the sense, though you are going for a degree in mechanical engineering, yes, most of the subjects in mechanical engineering are being retouched. Yes. Let me tell you one important point before I make the further statements. The fundamentals and basics, they are going to be the same. Please note, if you are strong and if you are good in the fundamentals and basics, you can build any application, any technology to the next level. So the fundamentals and basics of these branches would be there, but these branches are being augmented with the varieties of IT tools, the varieties of electronics content, and so on and so forth. So what has been proposed in the new trends is that along with the mech engineering or civil engineering or electrical engineering, you could earn extra credits and augment your degree with some add-on specialization. For example, there is a scope that a mech engineer could get an honors degree in artificial intelligence, or a civil engineer can also get a minor degree in IoT. An electronics engineer could get an add-on honors degree in mechatronics. So there are going to be so many dots which will be added to the degree, so that your total reach increases and you are more suited for the job for which you are preparing your profile. So strongly I feel that in order to be a good professional or a good engineer, what's extremely important is that yes, you need the education. Education might contribute you to the extent of 30%, but what you need in addition to education is the experience. So the experience would add another 30%, and the third ingredient that you need is the exposure. So exposure adds 40%. So the education, experience, and exposure, these are the three ingredients that are being added to every engineering degree which is being designed and is being offered by Vishwasharya Technological University. So let me quickly tell you about the mechanical engineering. Of course, the evergreen branch, the mother of all branches, always in demand. Sometime, one of my professors used to say that, unless and until the trees start bearing products instead of fruits, you just cannot write off mechanical engineers. You need mechanical engineers, and to build a product, you need the contribution. So the mechanical engineering is one of the best branches that could be available. And with this new transformation, the embedment of electronics content and the IT content, that is going to make the wonders in the days to come. Somehow in last 1 year, we have been finding slightly declining trend towards the admissions in the mech or civil or these conventional branches. But my dear friends, these are the fundamental and the basic branches. These are the branches which have got a broad base. I am of the strong opinion that though we say that the branches hardly matter, but what would be most ideal and desirable is that you select a branch with a broad base, like the mechanical engineering, the computer science, or civil, electrical, electronics, and you go for the specialization in the next level. Now with the new, the concept of national education policy, lots of specializations being offered to you within the undergrad program itself. You could always prepare your, profile on those lines, but the next level, maybe at the master's level, you could sharpen it and you could make it better. But it's always good to understand the complete philosophy of engineering by staying in a broad-based branch and then go for the specialization at the next level. So there are 35 plus undergrad programs, the BE programs, the BTech programs that are being offered in the state of Karnataka, and many more if you start counting across India. But you need to select the branch. Of course, no doubt the passion could be one of the factors, but that should not be the sole factor. Try to select a branch with a broad base, then focus the specialization at the next level. So there is one more very important question which we see in few of the occasions, whether the branch is important or the institute is important. It's a big question, $1 million question. If you ask me, based on my experience, I have been into academics, primarily in the engineering education domain for past 35 years. I'm of the strong opinion that in the present circumstances, having absolutely least barriers across branches, the institute might play an important role. A good institute with good education system, good teachers, the accreditations, the approvals in place, good facilities, good teaching learning system, and most importantly, good students opting for the institute, that makes a big difference. Always we strongly feel that maybe 20 to 30 to 40% learning might happen in the classroom, but 60% learning might happen through your peers and friends. So the point is that if you are in a good institute with good education being offered, with accreditations, good teachers, good ambience, good facilities, and good students, that would certainly make a big impact on your profile and on your career. So strongly, I feel that a moderate branch in a good institute would be preferred over an excellent preferred branch in a not so good institute. So the institute might be a plus point always, and look for an institute with a good standing and the good system in place. So this would solve your most of the problems as far as the selection of the college is concerned. So try to select a branch. I'm sorry. I hope, madam, it just got muted now.
I can hear you now. You can continue.
At what point it got muted? At what point it got muted?
Just one sentence before. I couldn't get what you were.
Yeah. Okay. So I
strongly wanted to end the note, and then we can start with the Q&A.
Yeah. I'm just closing it now. So what I strongly feel is that a good institute with good teaching learning system, good professors, good students, yes, that would be preferred over the branch. You are not getting not so good branch in a good institute. That's preferred. But always go for a good institute and a fairly good branch. So also there is one more point quickly. Let me take it forward. Select the branch of your choice or whatever, maybe at the first year. Many times students have got a confusion or a small kind of a belief that I can change the branch in the second year. So changing the branch in the second year, yes, that option exists, but it's difficult. Primarily because the change of branch would depend on the vacancies. It would depend on the merit at that point of time. And if you don't get the branch of your choice in the second year, you may have to continue in the branch into which you took the admission. So it is always advisable to select the branch of your choice in the first year itself. So the friends, with this brief note, I don't know, I made it more complex and more, difficult for you. Try to get a package of education, experience, and exposure in whatever branch and whatever system that you would be getting into it. Whatever may be your degree, whatever may be your level of success, be humble. That's very important. The humility and humbleness, you just don't forget. Always respect your parents and teachers. Whatever you are today and whatever you are going to be tomorrow, it is primarily because of your teachers and parents. Don't forget and plan your career on these lines. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deshpande. It was truly inspiring for our students. And about the point where you said that institution matter most is so true, very true. Thank you. Shall we move to the Q&A session?
Yeah,
sir?
please.
Yeah. The first question is about a student asking, please give us some more information about internships in engineering.
Okay. Yes. Internship has become the part of the total scheme from the year 21-22 onwards. As far as our university is concerned, or for that matter, it has almost become a national policy. So all the students need to go through the internships, and in our university, we are assigning close to 28 to 30 credits for internship itself. So the internship starts right from the break between the first year, second year, third year, and fourth year. So the first year you could be doing an internship within your institute, maybe could be a research internship or an academic internship. The second year you would be the part of some industry where you would be spending some time. The third year you would be the part of the industry. It is going to be an extensive internship, maybe for 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 weeks, depending on the slots available. And the final year is going to be totally, or the final semester is going to be totally for the internship cum project. So the point to be noted here is that all these internships which would be going through in the program, these internships have the credits. You will be assessed. There would be a mentor from the institute. There would be a mentor from the industry. And you would be given a total flow. What is that you are going to do during the internship? What are going to be your learning points? How you would be assessed, and based on that, your total internship program would be designed. So this would really make you strong in terms of earning the experience while you are learning. So this is going to be an extremely important point in the engineering studies henceforth.
How is NEP implemented in VTU affiliated colleges?
Yes, the NEP, so the 2021-22, 21-22, this is a batch which is going to get the benefit of the National Education Policy 2020. See, so many wonderful ingredients have been incorporated. There are credits which have been assigned for your passion also. Somebody is interested in music, somebody is interested in arts, he could earn some credits. Of course, there are some limited credits which have been reserved for it. There are few ability enhancement courses which have been added. You could always go for those ability enhancement courses. The courses like design thinking, the courses like innovative thinking, those are the part of the curriculum. And also, there are so many electives that have been offered. There are few open electives, there are few electives pertaining to your department. So though you are studying in the mech engineering branch, you could opt for some electives from computer science branch, from ENC branch, and you can earn those credits. That's possible. And there is going to be huge amount of flexibility that you're going to see across. And also we are planning to introduce the project-based learning. This is a wonderful concept. Most of the times, the student studies for the whole semester and writes the examination for 3 hours. And in those 3 hours, maybe because of varieties of reasons, he cannot write down the things properly, or he cannot, show his understanding or knowledge in that effective manner, and he loses onto it. But there are few students, they could exhibit their knowledge through some project. So the project-based learning, in a sense, right from the day one, he would be working on the project, and the way he has executed the project and the way he has understood the project, on that assessment, the marks also could be given to the students. So there would be some courses which could be evaluated based on the project-based learning, for which the option would be given to the students. And most of the courses would be having some hands-on content. It is not just that the teacher is going to teach you in the class, you are just going to reproduce it and it's like just repeat and earn the marks. No. See, whatever you are learning, there would be some hands-on sessions, some experiments, some activity, and that would be associated with most of the subjects. So this is going to be a big change that you're going to see. The total number of credits is come down. For all these years where the degree was awarded for 175 credits, but now this batch onwards, the degree would be awarded for 160 credits. And of course, there are other features like multiple entry, multiple exit, academic bank of credits. These are the additional features of National Education Policy, which will be implemented in the due course. But in the first phase, so many flexibilities have been incorporated in the system for the batch 21-22.
Dear sir, please elaborate scope of biotechnology engineering in India and further study and research options in it.
Yes, biotechnology, of course, always is said at ITBT. Okay, at one point of time, the IT was introduced and it became a big thing today, and you see IT is being used practically in all the verticals and across. The biotechnology also has got a great future. Of course, I would say not just great future, the great presence also, even if you see today. But the point to be noted here is that, the engineering streams are also getting aligned for this BT component. Of course, there are totally dedicated engineering programs that are being offered in biotechnology. There are many institutes that are offering the full-fledged BTech or BE program in biotechnology. But now what we are planning in the university is that, even other engineering programs, undergraduate programs, also would be having some biotech or biology content in the syllabus. There would be some special electives or honors or minors related to biotech that could be added. Now, let me tell you frankly, last time I was listening to a session by Sam Pitrodaji, and he said one of my best friends, he was a metallurgical engineer, and he had been to MIT, and he met his old friend who was a great metallurgical engineer. So he asked him, what is your current field of working? He said, I'm currently working on malaria. So you could see the kind of diversification that's happening. That's what I said, that engineering is basically, you know how to analyze, how to understand, how to apply, and how to learn. And with this kind of a base, yes, certainly you could move forward. So biotech is something which is going to be a great thing in the days to come. Of course, in our engineering curriculum for this year, we have already introduced a compulsory course on biology for engineers. So they are going to learn the fundamentals of biology, and of course, the instrumentation, and of course, the biotech applications, those also have been included in the scope of all the engineering branches. But of course, the students could always go for a dedicated undergrad program in biotech. And also maybe you could get a degree in one of the branches and you could go for the master's degree in biotech. That would be really great. That's possible. That's possible. Yes.
This is Bala, IIT Kharagpur alumnus, now as a job consultant. Based on trend in the past 10 years, it is raining jobs in IT sector, while the jobs in core sector like civil, mechanical, chemical, electrical are far and few. Thus, graduates who have passion for these core sector courses, to say in mild terms, are suffering due to lack of breakthrough, he says.
Lack of?
Lack of breakthrough.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I was mentioning to you. The point is that even the core sector, primarily, I always feel that the core sector or the infrastructure sector, that is something we should dictate all other service sectors like IT sector, because IT sector is basically a service sector and which is supposed to cater to the core sector or the infrastructure sector. So you find that the infrastructure sectors are not doing good, but the IT sectors are doing better. That's primarily because we need the competent engineers in the core sector or infrastructure who could handle the IT jobs also effectively. So probably in case if we could have that kind of a content into the core or infrastructure sector, yes, this balance could be always done. Now we see that more options for IT, less options for infrastructure. But if we have infra guys with good competence in IT and electronics, some load from IT might come here and you could find that the inform opportunities would be available for all. So I think that is going to happen, and that's the reason why so many changes are being introduced. So the branches are just, the barriers are just disappearing. You see, for example, if you think of a company like Cisco, probably the leaders in the computer network technologies, you see maximum number of mechanical engineers are doing a wonderful job in Cisco. That's possible.
Yeah.
So this transition might happen in the days to come, but it might take little time, but we are moving towards it. This is my personal opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a person with a love for inventing, which branch of engineering must one take?
I think any branch is good, to tell you frankly. Any branch for that matter, be it civil, mech, CS or EC or whatever. But personally, I feel that somebody who is very keen on thinking differently or come up with some innovative idea and implement and see the things happening physically, the civil, mechanical, electronics, these branches would be good. And of course, the good awareness about the IT tools could make it much better. So that's possible.
One last question due to time.
Yes.
Does automobile engineering have scope in future?
Yes, automobile engineering does have scope in future, but it is going to be a totally transformed automobile engineering. For all these years, the automobile engineering was an offshoot of mechanical engineering branch. Now it is less of mechanical engineering, more of electronics, more of IT, more of internet, coming into the picture. Of course, the basic design, the structure, yes, the mech engineering do play an important role, but on the operational side, on the usage side, the electronics and IT, these technologies are going to play an important role. So automobile would continue to be in the great demand, but it is not just the mechs that are going to dominate. It would require more, contribution from electronics, IT, and other related areas too. But that is going to be there in the days to come. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deshpande, for your time and guiding our students and parents.
Thank you.
On this note, we'll close the session. We would like to thank our sponsors again who made this possible for us. Our gold sponsors are AMC Education Institutions, Atria Institute of Technology, and Insight IAS. Our silver sponsors are Sir M. Vishwasharya Institute of Engineering, Hindustan Business School, KS Group of Institutions, Shahin Group of Institutions, Bidar, Rajarajeshwari Institute Group of Institutions, and Ramaya University. Thank you. So we have a next session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.